Yo, what is poppin', everybody, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? What are you doing right now? Are you tuning in to We Were Making Fun of You? Uh-oh, bro. Okay, so really cool story. This gameplay might be the most intense gameplay in the world. This game, I went 60-4 with this vector. Now, I know like people are like, okay, it's a vector. It's a powerful weapon, shoots really fast, and you're on a really tiny map. Granted, that may be true, but you don't know me, and if you do know me, you know I suck with the vector. My favorite submachine gun, like a lot of people nowadays, is the MP7. And when I use this vector, and I put this red dot sight on it, the first time I did it, I was like, this is garbage. But then I was using on Yamin, and Yamin is too big for a vector. Period. You can't use a vector on your men. This gun shoots too fast, it bounces way too much, and I don't give a damn if you're baby tapping, it's gonna fly everywhere when you have that red dot sight. And so I was thinking like, no more vector, no more vector. I hate the vector. And then I come on this map, and like I was just like, okay, it's there. I don't want to keep using the MP7 over and over and over and over. So I guess I can just go ahead and try it. This is a real tiny map. I mean, they're gonna be close to me anyway. So then I use it, and then, damn. I mean, these kids got wrecked. There were some stupid people like him. He would drop a tactical insertion every 5 seconds. Like, it was not even funny. And I thought that was like the stupidest thing in the world. But that's what he wanted to do. Whenever I ran to him, he just drops insertions. And I'm thinking, what are you doing with your life? You just drop insertions? That's your job? That's what we do nowadays? So I got a lot of stealth choppers. I'm gonna say about 3-4 stealth choppers along with like maybe 5-6 VSATs, and just went ham. I mean, straight up went off. This was just amazing brilliance. Just, you have no idea. There's no way that I could have ever hit this like this. Look at this guy just sitting there. But anyway, guys, how are we all doing today, ladies and gentlemen? I just wanted to ask you all a question. Do you hate it when your parents invade your privacy? Like, really? I'm a teenager, and like most teens, we do a lot of things in secrecy. And when we do the things in secrecy, we usually don't want our parents to find out, either because we're ashamed or we are feared of being judged by it, which kind of falls into the course of being ashamed. But I've always wondered, like, why do they do that? I understand there's going to be like things that they're going to want to know and that we're not going to tell them, but you know, it doesn't mean that they should have the right to barge all through our crap, right? I mean, it's not cool. There's certain things we don't tell them because it will help everything out for the better. Parents do stupid shit like when they find out that you done something wrong, they call every family member and they talk about it with friends, and they do all the things that you tried to avoid in the first place. And so then you get looked at differently, and then everyone's wondering, like, you know, looking at you like, why do you do this? And they never ask you, but you can feel it when they stare at you. You know, it's like it's there. I always wondered why parents did that. Parents were once upon a time kids too, so they should completely understand why teenagers do half the things that they do. With that being stated, does that mean that they intentionally do that just to make your reputation look bad in front of your family? Now, I'm not exactly saying that I'm the one going through this problem. It's just I have a friend, and she told me about this, and it kind of makes me feel bad for her because of the disposition that she's been placed in because of what her parents did. Her parents, you know, go through her stuff, and they tell everybody about it, and everyone knows her business the second that they meet her. And so whenever she tries to do anything around certain people, everyone looks at her different or judges her, or they don't want her doing certain things because of, you know, what her mother did it. And it's bad. It's really bad. And so it got me thinking, like, yo, why would anybody want to do that to their kid? You know, whenever a teenager, you know, is like exposed like that, they start to like question trust, especially between like their parents and things. Like, whenever you hide shit like that, especially if the parent knows that it's personal and that it can't get them judged, they would expect you to keep it to yourselves, like between just you, mommy, and daddy. That's it. What goes in the house stays in the house, right? Wrong. It didn't go that way. And so, you know, whenever a teen feels like that, they feel like, damn, you know, well, I thought that this is supposed to be us and us only. Like, well, what happened here? You know, and clearly, you know, she didn't like it. She's all upset and she's depressed, and I don't know. It's really bad. And so it just made me wonder, like, why do parents do that? They know what's going to happen in the long run. And I'm sure, you know, Parents would probably say some shit like, well, if you were going to be ashamed, why did you do it? You weren't ashamed when you were doing it. No one's ashamed when they're doing it. We're young and we're dumb, and we're really rebellious. All we want to do is go out and have fun. And maybe we're not thinking of the consequence while it's happening, but sometimes afterwards we kind of do. And we kind of don't want you to know by that point. So we try to tell all our friends to keep it on the down low, or don't mention it too much around certain people, just for that very reason. So, I mean, we're just living our lives like teenagers, trying to have one, and you guys just come in and wreck it. There's a fine boundary between bad parenting and just being respectful. Like, I know, like, parents can't allow their kids to think that they're friends. They have to let their kids know that they are in the dominant position. They are your parent, and they are going to have to respect you. And I know all that shit. I know, but it doesn't mean that you can't be kosher with your child. I mean, holy shit. Like, you don't have to go out and, barge in their fucking shit and say, ooh, who are you fucking? Let me read your sounds in your text messages and shit. Is that even necessary? Do you, like, honestly have to know these things? And then I wonder, like, when you acquire the information, what do you do afterwards? Like, I know you call and tell everybody, but, like, do you sleep with a smile knowing that you just fucked your kid's life up? Does that make you happy? No? The fuck then? I've just never understood how a person can be so fucked up as to allow their child to be depressed behind some things that they've done. And I mean, I understand once again that they did do it, but we all make mistakes, and mistakes kind of molds us to be the kind of people that we are today. And whether your child learns from their mistakes or not, I mean, it's completely up to them. But you don't have to do that. And that just, I don't know, this kind of bugged me, because I would not have thought that anybody would want their child to be in a position where they feel uncomfortable around certain people, or they fear as if they're being judged around certain people, because that's not good. It's not good, dude. It makes people feel bad, and then they gotta live with it too. People are gonna carry it with them to their graves, and they're gonna get talked about, and it's gonna get spread. Like, parents, like, honestly, do you think before you do shit? Like, really, do you think when you're doing things and you're doing it to your child and you're gonna hurt their feelings and shit? Do you think, like, damn, I just might fuck up? Never just dong you on the head? Does it just occur to you that your child has feelings too? No? You should think about that, because now she's in a position she really doesn't like, and it's the parents' fault. And I know she's not the only one. People live lives like this all the time, where their parents just give no care about them any whatsoever. I can be the lucky person to say that my parents have cared about me always. They always have, they always will. Whether we had some pretty bad ups and downs, or whatever the scenario may be, they've always prevailed and pulled forward for me. So I can't really say that I had a bad life. But then again, it doesn't mean anything. She still deserves better treatment.